is the Panthers Wild Card Saturday.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Now, live from our Rams Wild Card watch party at Hollywood Park Casino with producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens. Here is Travis Rogers.
I was so looking forward to getting to introduce Chris Morales on the pregame show. We're at Hollywood Park Casino, and I figured usually you're with the people, Morales, talking after the game, but here we are before the game, and you in all of your glory, your chain, your hoodie, your T-shirt, your hat.
I made the promise. I promised you during the week I would go Rams undies.
Yeah. Oh, did you do it?
Don't show us.
I did it.
Don't show us.
I did it. Just for you, Trav.
Well, I said to you, you said what you should do to up the stakes, and I said undies. You did undies.
You want to see it, Sue?
No.
No,
Okay,
nobody
maybe
wants
later.
to see it. We will take your word for it. We will take your word for it for sure. Go all the way back to the beginning of August, right? Our first preseason game, so when we were getting ready for this whole thing, and this is what we were getting ready for, the playoffs. Maybe not wild card weekend. I think everybody thought that as recently as about the last time these two teams played, that the Rams had the number one seed in their sights. But here we are. This is what we've been waiting, the better part of 5 months for.
Yeah, and I don't think there was any doubt that the Rams would make the playoffs. I doubted they'd be the 5 seed, if anything. I didn't think they'd slip and fall as much as they did towards the end of the season. But, alas, here we are, and a very favorable matchup, I think.
Yeah, I think, let's kind of start there. That obviously the best place to be is the number one seed. You get to skip around. You only got to win 2 games to go to the Super Bowl instead of 3. But if you're going to have to play on Wild Card Weekend, and you look at the field and you look at the 6 teams that are in Wild Card Weekend from the NFC, this is the best place to be. Even if you have to be on the road, it feels like being the 5, getting to go against the NFC South champion is the most favorable path other than being number 1.
And if you disagree, ask yourself, where do you want to be right now? You want to be in Chicago where it's snowing and going to be, I think, single digit? Mm-hmm. Do you want to be playing Philly, who knocked you out of the playoff last year, the first round? Where do you want to do? I think Carolina, the matchup we may have wanted Tampa Bay to make the playoffs somehow, but I'm not complaining about Carolina at all.
No, it seems like the right one, and they're in Carolina, like you mentioned, on the road, is driven by Subaru of Glendale, the number 1 Subaru dealer in America. Find your next Subaru at Subaru of Glendale or at SubaruofGlendale.net. We talked about it earlier. Week 13. The Rams went into Carolina. When the Rams went into Carolina, they were 9-2 and were, I think, widely considered the best team in the league. They had the best record in the league at this point. They were winning. They won 8 in a row. At this point, they were kind of going along.
Was set up like in between.
How much did what happened in Week 13? Does it have any connection to what could happen today?
It does not matter. Regular season has nothing to do with what you're about to go and put on the field today. I think the Rams got caught up being overly aggressive. But that's Stafford's playing style. When it was raining, you're down and you're pressing and you're overly aggressive. It either works and you get the big play that everybody remembers and sees on SportsCenter at night, or you get the pick 6, or you get the sack fumble, or you get the costly turnover late in the game that costs you the matchup. I don't think that Matthew Stafford will go into this one throwing 3 interceptions again.
Point spread's 10.5. Producer Emily said it earlier this week on our flagship, ESPN LA, on the Mason and Ireland program. If the Panthers cover, they win, meaning the Rams have to blow out the Panthers. Do you agree with that, Trav?
I don't think they have to, but I think they will. I think that they will blow them out. I've been doing this is the 10th year I've done Rams pre-half and post.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I don't think I've ever said what I just said before in 10 years, where I think they're going to blow opponent X out, and I think it happens today. Because I think that the 31-28 loss in Week 13 matters a great deal. I think considering where we ended up, this was beneficial to them. There is no more, it's Carolina. There is no more, this says their full attention. They have kind of limped into the playoffs at this point. Like I said, they were 9-2 through their first 11 games of the season. They went 3-3 in their last 6. It was
my 14-3 prediction was looking real good.
It looked really
when we went
good.
to Carolina.
And then all of a sudden,
that Q-Lake has a lot to do with this, and he will be back today. Devontae Adams will be back today. Q-Lake was not there in that time that they placed the Panthers. And I think if he was there, those 4th and longs for the Panthers that were converted to touchdowns probably wouldn't happen.
2 of them.
Yes.
2 4th and longs converted for touchdowns. Matthew Stafford threw an interception off of a helmet of a defensive player where a defensive lineman, it hit him in the helmet, it pops up in the air, ball's intercepted in the end zone. It took a Rams score off the drive. His other interception was a pick 6. He fumbled that was the 3rd different turnover for him in the game. Those 2 4th down plays that you're talking about. So these are all the things that happened in Week 13, Sua. Was it anything that Carolina did to the Rams in Week 13, or were these things that the Rams did to themselves that allowed Carolina to win?
I'm not going to discredit Carolina. They have a solid defense. They can get after the quarterback. J.C. Horn is one of the better corners in the NFL. He can do a good job in at least limiting Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams. He's going to have to choose today. He can't be in 2 places at once. But I'm not going to take credit away from this Carolina defense. They did enough to win. They caused you to throw these interceptions. They caused you to fumble the ball. Their offense was good enough to come away with a win.
And aggressive.
They were aggressive. Bryce Young did not play like the same Bryce Young we're accustomed to seeing the last few years. He looked like he was confident in driving against your defense and a secondary that was struggling. Forbes struggled on the outside that game. They have options at tight end where they can move the ball. They have a 2-headed running back where Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle can move the football. I'm not going to discredit them. But I agree with your original point. I think that the Rams blow them out today because they're just the better team overall. I think their defenses are a wash, but the offense is by far more firepower than Carolina. And if this turns into a shootout, that's a game Carolina can't keep up with.
I think there's a lot of offensive advantages that the Rams have. Obviously, you've got a potential MVP at quarterback who's an all-pro. You've got an all-pro wide receiver at Puka Nacua. You have the guy that led the league in receiving touchdowns in Devontae Adams. You've got a 2-headed monster at running back with Kyren Williams and Blake Corum. You've got 3 different tight ends that can get into the end zone. You've got all of these different things, but I'm not so sure that today doesn't come down to what they can do defensively. Bryce Young didn't face a ton of pressure in Week 13. He had a little bit of time. He was in very favorable down and distances throughout most of the game. We saw what Carolina looked like a week ago today when they played against Tampa, what looked like it was going to be to determine who won. They ended up losing that game. There were stakes in that game. He did not play particularly well, and I think a lot of it was because the Bucs had him in unfavorable down and distance. I think if the Rams get pressure on him and make them run a bunch of plays in 3rd and 6 and plus, that the game is going to end up very, very differently.
I think Carolina, to counteract that, they'll try to get the ball out quick. They'll try to establish a run game because they don't want to have their young quarterback in 3rd and long against the secondary. And with Lake back, the Rams can be they can afford to be aggressive, but my only concern with that is, can we trust Forbes on the outside if we're being aggressive early, because those double moves also come early when the defense wants to press.
Order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium, and you can skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. At last look, it was expected to be a little wet, a little rainy in Carolina today. Does that change anything that the Rams try to do, that Sean McVay tries to do? Do you lean more on your run game, or is the game plan, whether it's wet, dry, cold, warm, whatever?
I don't think McVay can help himself. But if we look at the film last year, they stuck to running the football in these wet, rainy, cold conditions in the postseason. I think Kyren Williams and Blake Corum are good enough to give them both 20 carries in a playoff game and trust that they can be productive. But it does not hurt to have Devontae back, because that does help the run game. So even if you are limited through the air, having both of your star-studded receivers on the outside creates run lanes.
And just looking right now, I'm looking at AccuWeather, and it's not cold. It's 74. Oh. It's not going to be that cold today.
Just wet.
It's just going to be a little wet, and it's looking like the most of the rain's going to happen before the game starts, but that does add to the conditions in the field.
You know, talking to DeMarco on our show during the week, and, you know, we're kind of looking at the forecast, and we're talking about what, you know, at least potentially could happen after this week if the Rams win. Maybe you got to go to Philadelphia. Maybe you have to go to Chicago, you know, two places that could be cold, could be snowy. And Sean McVay and his staff are like, we'll go play anybody, anywhere, in any weather. And I get that. I get the idea of we're not afraid of anything. They played really well in Philadelphia last year. They came up a play or two short, but it was in the snow, it was in the cold, and the Rams' offense was really good, especially in the second half. I understand the we'll play anybody, anywhere. I understand the idea of I'm not afraid of weather, but wouldn't you rather play in warm and dry and under a roof? I mean, that just goes without saying, right?
Yeah, we like to act tough and act like and everything's fine and nothing matters. But, yes, we have a preference. Yes, I want to play in L.A. if I can during the postseason. Even if I'm the 1 seed, if I'm the Bills and I'm the 1 seed, and if I got a chance to play the Chargers, I would love to play the Chargers on the road in the postseason.
Even if you're the Bills?
If I'm in a situation where I'm the 1 seed and I just don't want to be in a snowstorm, I would love to get to California and play.
Is that because we're all Californians?
Yes.
Emily excluded. Emily grew up on the East Coast. She grew up in the D.C.
Virginia
area.
gets real cold, by the way.
For us, it's if you're from Buffalo, if you're from Chicago, if you're from Philadelphia, isn't it just like, it's this time of year, it's cold, it is what it is, or whatever. Or even if you are from the East or the upper Midwest, it's like, no, man, I don't want to be in this cold. This sucks.
They may have a screw loose, especially those Bills fans. They volunteer to scoop that snow out of that stadium for free.
I'll work for free.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think the big difference is because the playoff games come down to the small margins of victory, and special teams gets put out of whack when you're outside. Kicking, returns, all that stuff. The ball might be wet, it might be slippery, the wind might change everything. So I think, I'm a Steelers fan at heart. Kicking games are all different this time of year.
Yeah, we saw that in in Pittsburgh at the last game of the season, where both the Ravens kicker and the Steelers kicker missed, and that's why the Steelers get to play on Monday night, because the Ravens kicker missed in the cold.
I mean, that entire end sequence was, if you saw this graphic that was going around, it was left, Harbaugh's fired, right, Harbaugh's fired, middle, Tomlin's fired. That was the stakes of that kick of that game.
Listen, I was with you earlier this week when the news came down that Harbaugh got it. And I was enthused just that. DeMarco was all upset because I was excited somebody got fired. I mean, that's...
Why are you happy as somebody
I was just
else?
happy that somebody in the AFC North finally pulled the trigger on either Mike Tomlin or
Why
Harbaugh.
are you wishing evil on guys?
Well,
It's not evil. They haven't won a Super Bowl in like 10 years.
You wish evil on people. But this is why, in this particular case, I'm okay with you wishing evil. John Harbaugh's got $60 million in the bank.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
This isn't a guy that's working in a factory that lost his job. This is a guy that's got $60 million that can go post up on Maui for the rest of his life if he'd like to do it. So it's a little bit different.
No, he was fired, and he immediately got 4 other job interviews.
$20 million.
Like within 24 hours.
$20 million a year is reportedly what he's asking for. And he's going to get it.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to give it to him.
Somebody's going to pay him.
Yeah, the Browns might give it to
Raiders.
him. Raiders might give it to him. Raiders already got $50 million going out the door on coaches.
Why not the Raiders job? Oh.
What do you mean?
Because it's the Raiders. And that
what
cuts
does that
both
even
ways.
mean anymore?
I know, but especially people of a certain age, and he's of a certain age, the Raiders.
And I understand
is
after
the Raiders.
last night, Raiders fans are very excited.
Yeah, for the Raiders.
Yeah,
they get Fernando Mendoza.
I know, but
who throws 100 touchdowns to no interceptions along the way. JB Long, the voice of the Rams. He is in Carolina. He'll have all the play-by-play action coming up at 1:30 when the game kicks off. But before that, he is going to join us coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff, driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
When it comes to hiring, other job sites are still huddling, while ZipRecruiter's already in the end zone. What's the advantage? With ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast, but you also get the best person for your job. It's a win-win. Plus, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Recruiting a team or looking for fresh talent, ZipRecruiter covers the field with their powerful technology and immediately starts showing your job to the right candidates. That's why over 4 million businesses have used ZipRecruiter to hire, and why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient from post to hire before the competition can even line up. Get in the end zone with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Lease a brand new 2026 Subaru Outback Premium CBT for $349 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. VIN TY 457-11-3. MSRP $37,275. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. 7,500 miles a year. Model code TDD-11. Must take delivery by February 2nd, 2026. Subaru Motors Finance. Lease rates extended to well-qualified buyers with above average credit. Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers may qualify. Every Sunday starts the same. Energy's high, plays are drawn, and the team's locked in. At Vista Paint, we bring that same focus to all your projects. For nearly 70 years, we've been the go-to for Southern California pros and DIYers alike. Because when you want reliable coverage, trusted advice, and no surprises, you don't take chances with your materials. From prep to finish, we make sure your project looks great and holds up. Game day or work day, start with the paint that shows up ready. Vista Paint, local, proven, built to perform.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
On your home of Rams football.
Wild Card Saturday is here. The Rams, the Panthers.
And it is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from HPC Hollywood Park Casino. Our Rams Wild Card Party. Party, party, oh party. We need Matthew Stafford and the Rams' high-powered offense to do it today. Pay back the Panthers for Week 13.
Stafford set up in the shotgun. Panthers creeping. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. The throw goes left. It's Nakua. Oh, my goodness! Stabs it with the right hand. Pulls it in at the 10. The catch of the season for Puka Nakua.
Rams, Panthers, Wild Card Weekend.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again, live from our Rams Wild Card Watch Party at Hollywood Park Casino. With producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens. Here is Travis Rogers.
You heard that right. Morales is here as well on the pregame show.
Look at that.
Kind of throwing
I told you playoff time we would do it together.
A different element into the pregame show.
Got to throw a little spice when it's the playoffs.
A little bit. But we're going to do how we usually do, and we're going to check in with the voice of the Rams right now. None other than JB Long, who is in Charlotte getting us ready for Panthers and Rams. And JB, we just looked at the weather, 74 degrees according to AccuWeather. Is it wet there yet? Does it feel like the weather is going to have any sort of impact on what we might see today?
Forget the weather. Normally I would be against Morales having any presence live on
Right.
the pregame show, but because
Agreed.
he was nowhere to be found on Thanksgiving weekend when we were here last, we just want a total reversal. So, Chris, welcome. It's great to have you. The more the merrier. Feel free to take this segment any direction you want to go. But, no, the weather
That's a huge mistake,
for now
JP.
is good. It's gray. It's warm, like much warmer than when we were here on the last weekend of November. And the rain may arrive in fits and spurts over the course of this game, but right now it feels like you could play all day in this, and it should not impact the competitive balance.
Now, JB, thank you for the welcome. I want to go here because I love Rams All Access, the weekly show you do with the great Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr. Heading into the final episode of Rams All Access, you said to DeMarco, it's a nice thing for Rams fans. We haven't had to root for the 49ers yet. But on this weekend, do we root for the Niners, given that gives us hope to have a home playoff game at SoFi possibly?
Well, here's the great thing, and I appreciate the question, is 5 hours from now, you hope to have the right to root for whatever you want. As long as you have a rooting interest on the flight home, I don't care what it is. You could parse that any number of ways, whether you want the 49ers or the Eagles to lose. That's a conversation I hope to be having at the final gun of this game. What I don't want is to be booking flights for Cabo.
JB, we saw Carolina beat this Rams team on this very field a couple weeks ago. What is your biggest concern going into today's game?
I think all the things that went wrong that day, like if Matthew Stafford turns it over 3 times, they're in trouble. If they give up 3 explosive touchdowns on money downs like they did to Bryce Young and the Panthers, they're in trouble. If they can't stop the early down run and the Panthers can get into 3rd and 4th down and manageable, that's a recipe for disaster. But you know, you guys follow closely enough to know that all 5 of the losses this year for the Los Angeles Rams, strange, disastrous things have had to happen. Corners of the rule book that had been unexplored to that point in the season, or multiple turnover games by, I think, the eventual MVP, or miscues in the kicking game. So we know what can go wrong for the Los Angeles Rams, but the nice thing is that all of those things, save for the officiating, are within their control. And if they play the way they did throughout the majority, if not the entirety of this 2025 season, then there's no reason they shouldn't be on the docket next week because they got the most favorable matchup on the Wild Card Weekend schedule.
Don't forget you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. So with what you just said, JB, in mind, the kind of, for lack of a better word, the oddities of the way that the Rams have lost the 5 games that they've lost this season. The last time that you guys were in Charlotte to play the Panthers, the team was 9-2 and was playing its best football of the year, and it felt like they were considered, if not the best team in the league, near one of the best teams in the league. Since then, 3-3. That loss kind of caught, I think, everybody by surprise for all the reasons that you mentioned. Is there anything that happened in that game that led to the last part of the season, or was it just those weird things that you mentioned a minute ago?
No, I don't think this loss had anything to do with the other stumbles. I mean, I think those are unique entities. The Seattle game, let's face it, they flat out won that game, and then they squandered a 16-point lead in the second half because of a bunch of scabs that we don't want to pick at. And then the Atlanta one, I think, was a human nature loss. I think you had a unique talent in Bijan Robinson that gave them a tough night. But, the week prior, they suffered that overtime defeat. And then over the weekend before that kickoff against the Falcons, they saw their ultimate regular season goal, winning the West and winning the 1 seed, taken off the table. So, look, anyone who's still playing on this weekend is capable of giving the Rams trouble, but I really don't think that anything that happened here on Thanksgiving weekend or anything that happened down the stretch matters to this matchup or where the Rams are capable of going, which ultimately should be Santa Clara.
I think at this point in the season, you are who you are. You can put a little wrinkles into the game plan here and there as much as you want to, but you're going to go back to your habits, especially in crunch time moments. However, Devontae is 100% healthy. How much has that changed the Rams' approach, particularly in the red zone? Because we know how on fire he was when this season started.
Yeah, it's a small sample size, but I think you're on it. I mean, their red zone touchdown conversion rate dipped 20 points without him. And I think it's not just in the short areas, but it's on third down. And so I think Devontae being a part of this matchup is maybe the biggest thing the Rams have going for them, certainly on offense. Quentin Lake has a similar impact on defense. But I think the Rams need their full complement healthy in the passing game because unlike when we were here in November, the best defensive backs for Carolina are able to go today. They didn't see J.C. Horn last time. He was in the concussion protocol. They didn't see Trevon Merrick last time. He was suspended for a scuffle in San Francisco. So I think the secondary of Carolina is probably the most improved unit in the 40 days since we were here last.
JB Long, the voice of the Rams, helping us get ready for the Rams and the Rams and the Panthers wild card weekend in Charlotte. And the last time you were there, the Panthers had a great deal of success running the ball. Both Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle had big games. Poona Ford only played 19 snaps in that game. If he plays the usual amount of snaps that he does today, does that take care of that particular issue that we saw in Week 13?
Well, I like the little Freudian slip there with the Cardinals because I'm hoping we see some of the same ingredients that we saw last year in the wild card round. Maybe they can sack Young maybe half as many times even as they did Sam Darnold, and things should be right in the Rams world by the time we're done here. But, I think Poona Ford in the early down run efficiency needs to have a big day, to your point, because, the run game was effective. It wasn't explosive for Carolina, but they were, leaning forward and finishing downhill and getting 3 to 5 when they maybe should have had 1 to 3, and that makes a big difference in terms of what Dave Canales can activate with Bryce Young and his pass catchers. So I do think Poona Ford is central to this matchup, but I will say, too, that if you're looking for advantages that Carolina has today, they won the return to health at right guard. Kevin Dotson will not go for the Rams. Robert Hunt will for the Panthers. He's their best offensive lineman in my estimation, and I think he has the power to move bodies and to get that running game on track, which is what they need to beat the Rams again for a second time.
JB, you mentioned Bryce Young. The Panthers are picking up their QB's fifth-year option next season. Do you think with Bryce's numbers and seems like doing the impossible and getting this Panthers team into the postseason, do you think he should get a little bit more respect going forward after what he's done this year?
I could argue it either way. I think when you draft a guy where they did and you elevate your win total by three seasons in a row, that speaks to his capability and his leadership. But I also know he was benched last year at 0-2, right? Like, it wasn't that long ago that he was a first-round bust. And I do think there's a world that exists where if it does not go right for him today, there's serious questions about his place in the NFC South as the quarterback of the future here. He had 3 games, guys, all season where he passed for at least 210 yards. All season.
Right.
He had a game against, albeit the best defense in the league probably in Seattle, where he passed for fewer than 60. I don't know that it would make sense to pass on his fifth-year option. I'm not saying that. But maybe the option makes more sense than an extension if you're picking up what I'm putting down. And I think today's outcome will go a long way towards shaping this organization's thought process, and then next year, where do the Panthers fit in the schematic of their division, which is still wide open, but has a lot of moving pieces, including at the quarterback spot.
Rams and Panthers kickoff coming up at 1:30. JB Long will be on the call. JB, give me an X factor or two for the Rams to get ready for the divisional round a week from today.
How about instead of an X factor, a Q factor? Because I think Quentin Lake is the Jenga piece on defense. And through 12 weeks, this was the best scoring defense in the National Football League. We all know it was not what we had expected down the stretch. And I think Quentin Lake is that run-pass, versatile matchup piece that helps you put your game plan in its best spot and then can execute it in real time. He does not leave the field when he's healthy, and I don't think you can overstate how much the Rams missed him on defense. And similarly, the upside potential that they have in this month of January, if he's feeling right and he's impacting games the way that he was during a career season that earned him a contract extension since he was last on the field.
I believe the Rams are the outright better team, JB. You mentioned Lake. Does this come down to the Rams secondary stepping up? You have Lake back to make plays, or is this a Stafford redemption game to right the wrong that took place a few weeks ago?
I'll take it a step further. I think they're the best team in the NFL. Their underlying metrics indicate that they are, and I think they have a chance to prove it, and they have a nice revenge path perhaps to get to the Super Bowl and to really demonstrate it. But you're right. We know where the skeletons are on this team, and it's poignant being back here in Charlotte because Emmanuel Forbes was having a phenomenal season until this day in late November. Both receivers, Coker and T-Mac, got past him for explosive touchdowns, and I think he's still the longest, most athletic, best outside piece that the Rams have to offer. There's uncertainty in terms of who's going to play and how much at corner, even with Lake coming back. So I think Forbes has to have a great month for the Rams to lift the Lombardi Trophy. There's no getting around that.
The Rams X Factor is brought to you by the Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN. As mentioned, JB will be on the play-by-play. Kickoff is coming up about 1.5 hours from right now. JB, as always, thanks a bunch, and I hope very, very much to be talking to you next weekend.
I echo those sentiments back to you, and I noticed that Morales kind of went MIA, so I hope I didn't bruise any feelings there.
No, listen. I'm not usually here for pregame. I didn't want to get in the way, JB. I wanted Travis and Sua to flow. Hopefully, maybe we're doing a playoff pregame party next week, and I'll be back on the pregame show. Even though Travis is frowning, I think that's what we all want, Travis. It's more
a look of a resignation than a frown, JB.
That's a look of disapproval.
JB, I have a Rams chain on right now. Okay, I have the Rams chain on. That's how much I am in to this game and this season. You know, I had that 14-3 prediction before it began. And listen, Travis, you laugh. Up until the Carolina game, we were all feeling good about it.
I know that you've made it. You just have mentioned it several times.
Well,
that's all.
It's my hook.
I know it is. JB, thanks a bunch. We can't wait to hear you.
All right, looking forward to a victory and to having Morales back next weekend.
Okay, you got it, JB. All right, we're going to take a look around the rest of the league. It is a wild card weekend. We'll break down the other 5 games that are coming up as well. It is all straight ahead on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Big news. Downey Hyundai is the #1 Hyundai dealer in California for 2025. If you're shopping for a new car, there's only one place, Downey Hyundai, and they're driven to earn that title again by making every customer happy. With over 800 new Hyundais in stock, from the all-electric Ioniq to the best-in-class Tucson or the 3-row seating SUV Palisade, there's no better selection and no better price. Downey Hyundai, Firestone exit off the 605, or shop online anytime at DowneyHyundai.com. Downey Hyundai, California's #1 and working to stay there.
Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops, and Prize Picks lets you take control. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code 710 to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code 710 to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Call Jacob. Attention, Rams fans.
When pressure hits, your team matters. After an accident, choose who the Rams choose. Jacob Emrani.
He goes at insurance companies so you don't get pushed around. Make the smart call. Chosen legal partner of your Los Angeles Rams.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
This season, celebrating in a new Volvo is easier than ever. Now through December 31st, you can save on select SUVs during our Holiday Safely Sign and Drive event. With advanced safety features and Google built in, our SUVs help keep your family safe and connected, from gift runs to holiday gatherings. Whether it's compact versatility or comfort with seating up to 7, Volvo SUVs are up for anything. Sign and drive to make one yours. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more. Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
Counting you down to the first game of Wild Card Saturday.
Touchdown, LA!
Hi, this is Jeff Bezos of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
The Rams Revenger Tour begins on the road to another Lombardi Trophy for Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. Rams, Panthers, Wild Card Weekend.
We need the fearsome Rams defense to be on point today.
Hit as he throws, intercepted. Kobe Turner's got the pick at the 5. He bounces off a hit. Go down, Kobe, go down. It's Rams football at the 11, and the Rams defense continues to torment.
Rams are looking to pay back the Carolina Panthers for that Week 13 loss. It's Wild Card Saturday.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
with producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens.
Back to Travis Rogers.
Got a full house here at Hollywood Park Casino today. Of course, is always here. Chris has decided to show up now that it is the wild card weekend.
I'm always here for post-game.
Hollywood Park Casino is Morales' place.
The emphasis is the wild.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. See? I like that.
I
like that.
Weekend. The wild card weekend for sure. I get it. I get what I'm about to say, that it's pro sports and you either win or you lose and the context doesn't matter. I get it. I understand that. Here's some context to the Rams' 5 losses. All of their losses have come down to basically a play or two. They lost to Philadelphia early in the season because they had a game-winning field goal attempt blocked in return for a touchdown. That is their most lopsided loss of the season, and they had a chance to win the game on the final play. They lost by 7 points. They lost to San Francisco by 3 points in overtime. They lost to Carolina by 3 points. They lost to Seattle by 1 point in overtime. They lost to Atlanta by 3 points, despite the fact that they turned the ball over 3 times in that game. They are about 8 or 9 plays away from being 17-0. That's how good this team put in. Now, I get it. They're not 17-0. They're 12-5. I understand that. But that's kind of where I am going into this game. Carolina has lost more games than they've won. JB just said that Bryce Young has thrown for over 200 yards 3 times this season. This should be a game that is pretty much in hand by the time we get into the third quarter, no?
People understand that. People are aware of that. The experts showed you when out of 10 teams, or 10 of them, 7 of 10 said the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. We are aware that this team has played better than almost everybody in the league from start to finish. That's why the last few weeks have been concerning, because we've seen the Rams and what they can do. Even on their off days, it's better than some of these teams' best days. We just haven't seen that type of football being played. But the postseason starts today. Everything gets washed.
True.
But when I look on paper and when I look at the film, I don't see Carolina being able to match up with this team. I know they beat them already.
They basically threw a perfect game at them, and the other team made a bunch of errors, right? Like, if this were a baseball game, their pitcher, they threw a no-hitter, and the Rams made 3 errors and struck out 25 times. It was a really weird set of circumstances.
But I will say, it's not like we haven't seen those errors again this season.
Fair.
We've seen Matthew Stafford have a turnover-heavy game. We've seen teams target Emmanuel Forbes to a lot of success. And I think those two things alone is what sealed that win for the Panthers.
Do you put any stock in the fact that they were 9-2 pre-Carolina, 3-3 after Carolina?
No.
How do you not, Sua?
Because of injuries.
Yeah, but come on. It
Because
still
it's not the
looks
same.
like Emily said.
Blake,
Stafford.
Devontae.
Yeah, but Stafford still.
But it's not the same team playing. And I know Stafford, he's human. He's going to make mistakes.
Well, we don't want him to make mistakes today.
No, of course
But he's
not.
made mistakes.
But if you're asking me the question of, are you concerned after the Carolina game that messed up the Rams in any way and that's why they are hit a slump? No. What we can point to just the objective truth. They're missing guys at each position. So it's not the same team playing. It's not the same approach. It's not the same game plan. And that late in the season, when you're accustomed to doing things a certain way, it can create a little bit of a wrinkle.
And we do officially have our inactives for today. And so, we finally have Devontae Adams off of it. It's Terrence Ferguson, Darian Kendrick, Kevin Dotson, Jordan Whittington. Those are all people we expected to be out, but
3 of those names are meaningful.
Yes.
And obviously Kevin Dotson, we talked about, he's their starting right guard. He's probably their most consistent offensive lineman all season long.
He got stepped on in that Seattle game.
Terrence Ferguson scores touchdowns and gets open and makes plays.
Mm-hmm.
And then the quieter one, but no less important, I think, is Jordan Whittington, who not only is arguably their third wide receiver or a guy that can make plays, he's one of their key special teams guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and look, we know what sort of issues the Rams have had on special teams, and not having Whittington on teams could be an issue as well.
Yeah, well, fair catch every kick return. Every kick return, just go ahead and wave that hand. Start the drive at the 25. You don't need to bring it out, especially if our guy in the postseason, the last thing I want to see is a special teams play cost you the game, not in the postseason.
And I will say for the Terrence Ferguson being inactive, it's not as bad as it would be if it was, 4 weeks ago when we didn't have Tyler Higbee back. Tyler Higbee is more of a touchdown threat, so I think if we have Parkinson, Allen, Higbee, and I think those will be they'll replace Terrence Ferguson, because Terrence Ferguson, though he got a lot of touchdowns, had a lot of drops, had a lot of miscues with Matthew Stafford, which next year hopefully will be better.
It did seem like his trajectory was headed in the right direction, though, but Higbee was fantastic against the Cards. Let's talk about some of these other games that we're going to see on Wild Card Weekend. The top games of the week are brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. The other game that will be played after the Rams and the Panthers, Packers at Bears, another road favorite. The Packers, a narrow favorite in Soldier Field against the Bears. And look, the Bears are the number 2 seed in the NFC. They earned it by playing incredibly well during the regular season. But I think that Vegas feels a lot like I feel, that I'm going to need to see it again from the Bears. I'm still not buying it. Are we wrong?
I feel like we're wrong. I feel like this Bears team has done enough to show you that not only are they for real, but they're a team that you have to put away. And even when you do put them away, Caleb Williams finds a way to get a fourth-quarter game-winning drive. Whether he completes it or not, that's up to him. But he's shown you at least 6 times this year, if you give me a chance and I get the ball from the 10-yard line with a chance to take the lead, I'm going to get to the red zone.
Are you? I don't want to say are you surprised that he's a good pro, because he's only in his second year, and I think it's a little unfair to try to evaluate a guy super early in their career. But considering the way that it started a year ago, and maybe Ben Johnson gets a lot of credit for this, but that he was able to turn it around as dramatically as he did in that amount of time?
That's testament to Caleb and Ben Johnson. I think they're a match made in heaven. With his athleticism and Ben Johnson's mind, they can do a ton of things that are similar to Andy Reid and Mahomes, where this doesn't make sense. It breaks all the rules of football, but I have a quarterback that can run this way and throw it 80 yards back the other way. So I'm going to have Tyreek running over to the other side of the field. Doesn't make sense, and this is the only guy fast enough to do it. But I have the quarterback, so I'm going to draw it up. I think it's a similar situation with Ben Johnson.
And one of the things that needs to happen in this Green Bay-Chicago game, if the Rams can take care of their business today, and if the Rams are fortunate enough to play at SoFi Stadium in the divisional round, Green Bay needs to pull an upset there. And can they? Of course they can, because I think they're a pretty good team, but they're really shorthanded too. They're missing, obviously, no Micah Parsons, no Tucker or Kraft. That they're missing some of the guys that are very important to what they do.
Green Bay can't stop the run right now. They can't stop the run. I don't think they've gotten a sack on a quarterback since Micah Parsons has gotten hurt. So they're trending downward on the defensive side of the football, and people don't understand that Eric Bieniemy's done a great job with those running backs in Chicago. Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift look amazing. Swift is an 1,000-yard rusher this year for the first time in the NFL. This is a team that does not need Caleb to throw for 300 to win the game.
And especially when you get deeper and deeper into the playoffs, the weather gets worse and worse, and especially for a team like
and it's
Chicago,
10 degrees out there.
Running the ball becomes more and more important.
They're just so good at the end of the game.
Yeah.
We saw this literally, 3 weeks ago when they played on December 20th, and they ended up winning in the last second against the Packers. I would favor the Bears in this game.
They got a little bit of that. And by the way, that stuff, it doesn't matter in this, but it usually lasts the season. It usually doesn't change in the middle of it. Now, next year it could be a totally different situation, but that stuff tends to stick around.
Let's just hope it's not a double doink again.
We'll see. That's the last time that did happen was against when these two teams played. Don't forget you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. Let's move on to the next game, the early game tomorrow, 10 a.m. The Buffalo Bills on the road taking on Jacksonville. And the last time we saw Jacksonville, Sua, was in London when the Rams were in London playing against them, and the Rams killed them. Jacksonville was a different team for like before. And we've been talking about how the Rams kind of didn't look the same, or at least at the best version of themselves post-Panthers game. The opposite happened to Jacksonville. After the Rams kicked their butt, Jacksonville went in the other direction and played pretty much some of the best football in the league since then.
Trevor Lawrence woke up. Trevor Lawrence, he's
you buying him?
I am this season.
Yeah,
you can't deny it. If you look at the numbers alone, he's easily been the best quarterback in the NFL the last 6 weeks. Just look at his QBR each week. He's in the 95-plus percentile every single week. It's kind of scary that this is their first year with this coach, and at least I thought he would do awful when I heard the Duval interview. I was like, oh, this is a nightmare.
He might win Coach of the Year.
It's Deshaun Foster vibes all over again.
Whoa.
Okay, not that bad. Not that bad.
Take it easy.
He was the offensive coordinator on arguably the worst offensive season of the Rams under Sean McVay. And so that's why it's like I didn't have a lot of faith in Liam Cohen doing well, but
nor did he stick around for very long, which was a little unusual under McVay. But I think the reason that even though everything you guys are saying about Jacksonville is accurate and fair, I'm going with Josh Allen. Morales, go ahead.
You know how great it'll be when, again, and this time early round Josh Allen exit, it'll be glorious for the narrative, which, by the way, the narrative is true. That the Bills always choke in the playoffs with Josh Allen. I phrased it so you couldn't get me. I did it this time so you couldn't get me.
I think what will be interesting is if the Bills do lose and Allen throws for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns and they lose 48-47. You're right, but it would not be Allen's fault. 49ers, Eagles. We need the 49ers. Are we rooting for them today?
Yes.
I mean, I know that they give the Rams trouble, but so does Philadelphia. And everything being equal, wouldn't you rather be at home?
You can root for them all you want. The Eagles are –
You think so?
The Eagles are going to win that game. You can root for them all you want.
I keep waiting for them to wake up because I think they're the one team that when you look at what the Rams have and you look at what the Eagles have, it's like, yeah. I think they match up really, really well. I think the rest of the teams in the draw, the Rams have a favorable matchups, more good ones than bad ones. I'm not sure that's true against Philadelphia.
They got the defense. They've got the guys on defense and the mind with Fangio to stop this Rams offense.
Which of these two things happens tomorrow night? Do the Chargers charger, or does Drake May realize that playoff football, playing against a good team, is a little different than what he's been doing all season?
The Chargers charge.
Yeah.
The Chargers charge. Drake May has a big game, and I think it'll be a rerun of what we saw happen in Houston with the Chargers last year.
And we know what Justin Herbert does in the playoffs. He becomes Charlie Checkdown. So come on.
He's not had a great postseason career to this point, and the Chargers just do weird
Him and Josh
stuff.
Allen could start a postseason fan club.
No, Josh Allen plays well.
Unless it's that final. Unless it's the meeting. You have to.
No, you're just wrong. You're just wrong
I'm not
about
used to
that.
hearing that sound.
Texans and Steelers on Monday night as well. Maurice Jones-Drew. We're going to go back to Carolina. We're going to check in with Mo. That's all coming up on the Chota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
Now, here's a surprise for you, Travis. You didn't know that we were going to do an East Central read today. My downtown L.A. home away from home. You stay there sometimes. Sua stays there sometimes. You know what Sua agrees with? Now, yes, there's the giant hand in each hotel room. Sua agrees with me that the middle towels are amazing at East Central Hotel. You got your bath towel, you got your washcloth, but the middle towels, Sua, you know what I use them for.
We've talked about this, too. It's called a hand towel, Chris.
But I use them for other things.
I know you do.
The middle towels at East Central.
It's not a middle towel. It's a hand towel.
It's hard to reach places.
Yeah. The downtown L.A. home away from home for Scott Kaplan and myself, and once in a while, Sua Cravens. Now, listen, you're going to a big event at L.A. Live. Maybe it's a Lakers game, maybe it's a L.A. Kings game, or it's a concert. You don't want to get behind the wheel drinking and driving. Don't be a scumbag. Get yourself a room at downtown L.A.'s home of entertainment, the East Central Hotel. Go in there and say, hey, I want the Scott Kaplan penthouse. I want the Chris Morales Plaza, or penthouse too. The Nixo Lounge is a great place to have a drink or to have breakfast to start your day. The all-new, brand-new gym. Cappy and I are in there working out each morning before the morning show. The East Central Hotel, downtown L.A., right across from L.A. Live, right there overlooking Figueroa, the home of entertainment in downtown Los Angeles.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey, DeMarco Farr here. Join the club at Pechanga Resort Casino. New club members who sign up receive a $25 resort credit as well as a chance to win $100 in bonus credit. Enjoy perks like earning club dollars with every bet, invitations to exclusive promotions and events, and much, much more. Visit the club at Pechanga to sign up and start receiving benefits right away. Your perfect entertainment resort and casino combination is available at Pechanga. Voted the best Southern California casino.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
I've never been on an e-bike.
Oh, they're great.
I think it would injure you.
I can ride a bike.
In Venice, where you live, the e-bike, you would use it all the time. You would take it over to Abbot Kinney and, just...
What happened to pedaling? Is that not a thing
That is
anymore?
an option, but then when you get to the hill, you just hit the throttle.
Can I explain why I think you get injured? Because these things can go pretty fast.
Yeah, what's the top speed of your e-bike?
I think 35.
Right, that's dangerous, Mace.
Why are you concerned for me and not concerned for Ireland?
Because of the pace plant and because of other injuries
you get hurt in any type of physical activity.
One incident in all the
No, it's not one incident.
2 incidents in all of the...
Every time you participate...
5 incidents in all of the stuff.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
And we know it's win or go home on the road to the Lombardi Trophy. Rams-Panthers from Bank of America Stadium.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Wild Card Saturday.
And it is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from HPC, our Rams Wild Card Watch Party. Remember today, if you have the all-new ESPN LA app, you can listen to Rams football in crystal clear digital audio. All you got to do is search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam! You've got Rams football in the palm of your hand. Do it for free.
Once again, live from our Rams Wild Card Watch Party at Hollywood Park Casino with producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens.
Back to Travis Rogers.
And we're going to go back to Charlotte in just 1 second. But first, Rams fans, when you hear Rams versus Panthers in the playoffs, one game instantly comes to mind. We're talking January 10th, 2004, a wild card battle went into double overtime, one of the most intense postseason games in franchise history. Big plays, big moments, and postseason drama, start to finish. Now, on January 10th, 2026, these two teams meet again in the playoffs with a new chapter ready to be written. History tells us when the Rams and Panthers clash in January, anything can happen. And did you know that this game in Rams history is presented by LA Care? LA Care is more than a health plan. We're part of your community. Meet LA's most affordable health plan. Visit lacarecovered.org. All right, we're going to go back to Carolina. We're going to check in with the next member of the broadcast team, none other than Maurice Jones-Drew. Maurice, how are things looking in Charlotte?
Guys, it's a beautiful day outside. It's wonderful. And I was just telling the guys in the booth, in order for me to be at my best, things need to be perfect. And this is a great day to run and run all day without getting tired.
Well, I'm not going to lie, Mo. I was mostly worried about you because I know cold weather and Maurice Jones-Drew typically don't go well together. I've seen you bundled up in certain situations. I looked, it's like 74 degrees. You're good.
Oh, yeah. Like I told you, man, back in the day, you used to have to be tough and go in there and play for 3 or 4 hours. I've earned the right not to do that anymore. And I'm going to make sure that I do the best I can for the listeners of being at my best. So I'm going to be bundled up. I'm going to make sure I'm warm and everything is ready to go so I can call a great game for the fans.
Bo, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the state of North Carolina, but are we in agreement when I say that Bojangles is overrated?
Oh, yeah. Never been a big.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Never been a big Bojangles.
Okay. I knew she was going to object.
I've never had the pleasure. Is it not?
Yeah, I'm more of a Zaxby's guy, to be honest with you.
You're not missing anything, Trav.
No, you're really bothering Emily right now, Maurice. We need to move off of the food talk because she's getting bothered by this entire thing. Last time we saw the Rams in Carolina, obviously weird stuff happened. Matthew Stafford threw a couple of interceptions. He put the ball on the ground. Is that what it's going to take to have a repeat, that if the Rams just kind of take care of the ball, if they play just even something approaching their best game, that this thing goes in a different direction?
No, it's funny because all week people have been kind of coming to me and obviously doing interviews. This game reminds me of a game I played in 2007 when we went to Pittsburgh and we won twice in Pittsburgh. Right? The first time we went up there, we played a game, we won, but no one's ever went to Pittsburgh and beat them twice. And that little bit of confidence in the game kind of was all over the place a little bit. Both teams were turning the ball over. We found a way to eke it out and win. But to go back into Pittsburgh, we weren't afraid to do that, if that makes sense. And so this game concerns me, right? Because regardless of how bad the Rams played or how perfect the Carolina Panthers played, they had a great game plan. They executed it. They got a miscellaneous touchdown. They caused 3 turnovers, and they were explosive in certain down and distances. And that doesn't – some people are like, oh, that may not happen again. That's hard to happen again. Says who? And so I love this game because it's a chance for the Rams to kind of exercise that demon that they had here and to come in here and win. But also there's a nervous factor that the Panthers are like, we've beaten them already, right? We can go out there and execute a similar game plan or the same game plan and have a chance to keep this game and get it muddy, and that's what they want to do. They want to slow this game down, limit the Rams' possessions. They want to be aggressive in certain situations. Last time the Rams played, the D tackles decided to rush half the time, right? Sometimes they didn't even rush and just put their hands up. And so I think this is going to be very important for the Rams to have to come out and start fast. You need to get the ball and score early and get this Panthers team down and force them to get out of their game plan.
Mo, I know Carolina has a 1-2 punch out the backfield that they'll lean on, but ultimately I think the Panthers attack through the air today. Do you think Bryce Young can win a playoff game for Carolina through the air against a struggling secondary? I know they get Lake back, but is this a game where you can trust Bryce Young to win you a football game?
Listen, I think Bryce Young has played well in spurts. He may not have thrown for a bunch of yards, but he's accurate enough to get the ball downfield if you allow him to. I was actually on the bus with JB and DeMarco on the way here, and I was kind of describing what I would do defensively if I was a defensive coordinator. The first thing is I'm always going to have 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Always going to have 5. So we're going to play a 5-1 in nickel situations because I want to make sure that there's no way you can double team our guys, and we have a guy that can win we have guys that can win one-on-one, so we want to put as much pressure on him in known passing situations. The other part is I'm going to blitz up the A-gap. The reason I want to blitz up the A-gap is I want to get him out of the pocket. I want to get him scrambling with his eyes down and collapse that pocket as much as I can, because any quarterback that can sit back in the pocket and be comfortable can beat you, right? Any quarterback that can sit back and play 7-on-7 and drop back can beat you. We saw Bryce Young do that the last time he was here. And so to me, I believe he can. I just think that it's going to be imperative that you collapse that pocket as much as possible.
Maurice Jones-Drew joining us from Carolina, getting us ready for Rams and Panthers wildcard weekend. A reminder that you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. We're going to get to see Davante Adams for the first time in a minute today. Maurice, is there any reacclimation as to far as like the NFL speed or any of these things, or Davante Adams show up today and he's Davante Adams?
I think Davante Adams is going to show up and be Davante, and it's funny because, you know, talking with some of the people in the building, speaking with him, he was trying to push to play on Thursday against the Seattle Seahawks. He wanted to come back and play in that game. So I know Sean has said in some of his interviews that, you know, Davante's pissed off that he hasn't played, which means he's been repping and getting some practice in. So I'm comfortable with him. And I think obviously he played well early in this game. I want to say he scored 2 touchdowns in this one. I expect the same type of performance. I expect the Rams to be explosive. The biggest thing is taking care of the football. But when you have Davante out there with Puka Nacua, and the way Puka's played over the last, 3 weeks without Davante, man, it has the potential of being something special.
Mo, you said you'd collapse the pocket and blitz the A-gap, and I agree, but that would require man defense and leaving your corners alone on the outside. We saw Forbes versus T-Mac the last time out. Does that at all concern you?
Listen, you in these type of ball games, you're going to have some type of risk, right? You can't protect everybody, and so I think if you are able to send that pressure, if you're able to get to them early, that's going to help your corners in the long run. I think if you simulate some of those blitzes as well, like you act like you're blitzing the A-gap and drop everyone out, that's going to work as well. But you got to find ways to affect the quarterback in this league, right? The league is about affecting and protecting the quarterback. If you can get Bryce Young to have to try to throw over some of your guys, throw around them, throw through them, that's going to allow your DBs to have tighter coverage because he knows the ball's going to have to come out pretty quickly. Is it a concern? Yeah, it's always going to be a concern, right? The Arizona Cardinals went crazy. Wilson did his thing, and so you want to make sure that you protect them, but sometimes protecting them is sending pressure and not putting the safety over the top.
Maurice Jones-Drew will be alongside J.B. Long and DeMarco Farr. Kickoff coming up at 1:30. Maurice, it was good talking with you. I hope you stay nice and warm, and I hope we get to talk whether it's from a very cold Philadelphia or whether from a very warm Los Angeles a week from today.
And I'll tell you guys this much. In case it rains, I already have my rain jacket. I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. So I hope everyone's having a good day inside.
Fantastic. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Thanks, Maurice.
All right, guys.
All right, you got it. So it's interesting. The name that when you and I have talked, when we talked with JB, when we talked with Maurice, the name that keeps coming up, and it's always with, if this goes well, everything's okay, Emmanuel Forbes.
Yep.
Emmanuel Forbes.
Yep.
Emmanuel Forbes. If you are Dave Canales, if you are Bryce Young, that's where you start, right? Like that's when you get ready to see how this game's going to unfold. Do you start by looking, where's Forbes? Let's try to attack that spot.
That's why all my questions are centered around Bryce Young, because I just can't help but feel like they saw something, even though it was 2 plays, I think. But they saw enough to go, oh, we got one.
Yeah.
We got one. Bryce, I need you to throw the ball today. And I think they'll come out aggressive.
And we saw it last week against Arizona where the Cardinals came out, Jacoby Brissett, Michael Wilson on Emmanuel Forbes. Again, they started to pick on him early in the game. Now, it settled down. The longer the game went, the better it became.
They got pressure.
They started to get pressure. You heard Mo right there talk about how, there was the pressure last time. It was just maybe some hands in the air, but you're going to have to see Jared Verse. You're going to have to see Byron Young be a little more active today if the Rams are going to kind of turn this thing around, which I am incredibly optimistic that they are going to be able to do. We are just a little bit more than 1 hour away from the kickoff. Still lots more to get to on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 0% APR for 60 months on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end February 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
It's frustrating when people intervene on you, but they have problems of their own. It's like when someone sends you a text, but the text comes from their email address. I hate this. Your name at iCloud, they FaceTime you from their email address? Are you calling on a child's iPad?
Emmy-winning comedian John Mulaney announces his new tour, Mr. Whatever. Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Saturday, March 7th. Tickets on sale now at fantasyspringsresort.com.
You can't fake greatness. That's why 1800 Tequila has built it through generations of obsession with the details. It's the mindset that wins championships, and the same mindset behind every bottle of 1800. That's how we became the world's most awarded tequila. So when the final whistle blows, raise a glass worthy of victory. 1800, obsessed with taste. Official tequila partner of the LA Rams. 1800 Tequila. Proximo, Jersey City, New Jersey, 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
The We Make It Easy sales event is here. So now's the best time for a great deal on a new Toyota. Choose from the biggest selection of the year with the biggest savings. Drive home the all-hybrid Camry with its striking design, a trail-conquering Tacoma 4x4, or an adventurous RAV4. So hurry into your Toyota dealer. The time to drive home your new Toyota is here. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
Here we go. Saturday, January 10th, 2026. Welcome to Wild Card Weekend. Rams Panthers in Charlotte. We get you ready right now for Wild Card Saturday. This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff, live from Hollywood Park Casino with Travis Rogers and Sua Kravitz. But first, yes, let's hear from the big voice guy.
After a season that saw Matthew Stafford, at the age of 37, have maybe his best season ever.
A 4-touchdown closing statement for the 37-year-old in his 17th season. The Rams are in the clear. They'll be the 5 seed going to Carolina next week.
One of the days that the Rams quarterback didn't look MVP-like was during Week 13, when the Rams battled the Carolina Panthers.
Now from his left, it's a strip sack.
On that Sunday, the fearsome Rams defense would give up 31 points in one of the 5 losses suffered in the 2025 season. Today, the revenge tour begins for our Los Angeles Rams. The road to Lombardi begins back in Carolina, and this time, we take care of the Panthers.
1 hour until kickoff at Bank of America Stadium. The Rams, the Panthers, Wild Card Saturday.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Now, live from our Rams Wild Card Watch Party at Hollywood Park Casino with producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens. Here is Travis Rogers.
Been waiting for it all year long. It is finally here. It is the start of the NFL playoffs. The Rams are kicking the whole thing off in Charlotte against the Panthers. A return trip to Charlotte. The Rams actually suffered their 3rd loss of the season in Carolina when they lost 31-28 in Week 13. It was kind of the first time we had seen the Rams have kind of, for lack of a better word, so a clunker during the regular season in the better part of about 2 months, maybe since that San Francisco game. And from that point forward, the Rams are 9-2 going into that game. They were 3-3 in their next 6 after that. Any connection between those two things, or is it just Matthew Stafford had a couple of bad games? They lost some very key players, Quentin Lake among them. Devontae Adams missed some times. Kevin Dotson missed some times. Is there any connection between the last trip to Carolina and the Rams finishing the season 3-3?
No, it's the latter. It's the injuries. It's Matthew Stafford having a few bad games, and you can point to that objectively and see the immediate change in the offense, the defense, the productive nature of both sides of the football completely changed when those guys went down. This is a team that is very personnel-based. They have the guys for a reason at receiver, at DB, on the D-line, especially on the D-line. They need them all to play well, and when 2 or 3 goes down, it changes a lot.
When you look at these two teams, and let me preface this by saying the following. I get that this is the NFL, that everyone that's going to be on that field today earns a living playing this game. They're professional football players, and anything can happen when one professional team plays another. I understand that. We saw it last time, right? I get it. But when you think about the Rams, their quarterback might win the MVP. He was named All-Pro. You look at their wide receiving group, one of them led the league in receiving touchdowns. The other one was an All-Pro. You look at a running back like Kyren Williams. You look at Jared Verse, who's one of the best pass rushers in the league. You look at Byron Young, who is a really high-level player. Kobe Turner, a very high-level player. There's stars all over this team. Carolina does not. Like when you look at it, and you are you're Sean McVay, you are Chris Shula, you're getting ready to go up against this team. Who do you worry about? What do you worry about them being able to do to you?
I kind of worry about J.C. Horn on the outside because this offense is a pass-happy offense. As much as we love to act like, we use our running backs as much as anybody else, this is an offense that wants to throw the football. And J.C. Horn is a very good cornerback that is smart. He's great in zone. He can bait Stafford into some throws, and he might not even have to because Stafford is naturally aggressive, where J.C. Horn might think I'm going to make a play right here, and if Stafford's doing one of his no-lookers, might not see that all-pro corner.
I will say something to worry about for the Rams. Xavier Legette rode to the game on the back of a horse.
Dollar bill.
Yeah. He was riding a horse to the game. They also have Cam Newton doing the keep pounding. They have Greg Olsen on the call. Oh. They got a lot of juice going into this game. It's the first time in a long time. I don't know. There's some air for Carolina.
I rode my 9.
By the way, what was their biggest win of the season?
Carolina's?
Yeah.
Oh, clearly the Rams.
The Rams.
Now, they were also the underdog in that game by 10. They were the underdog. They won the Packers game. They beat the Packers. They were an underdog by 13. But the two underdogs to win by a point spread margin like that, both the Panthers this season.
I appreciate the point. The reason they're always underdogs is because they're not very good.
You know what they're the underdogs today by?
10.5 today.
Yes.
10.5 today. Here's a little tidbit on
you don't think they're a little fired up today for this game?
I don't think they're good. They can be as fired up as they want. I don't think they're good enough. 10.5 is the largest point spread for a road team to be favored by in the entire Super Bowl era. We're getting ready to play Super Bowl 60. Okay? This is the largest point spread that a road team has ever had.
But what if they're Beastquake? What if they're the Seahawks?
Look, if they lose, then they're not the team that we think they are. If they lose to Carolina today, then they're clearly not the team that was, the quote unquote best team in the league through the first 2.5, 3 months of the season. They're not the team that, was having some weird stuff happen. If they lose to Carolina twice in the season, then they were not the team that we thought they were.
Listen, I had me some cone for breakfast. I took Dollar to the stadium and I'm ready to play some ball. Go Panthers.
That's pretty country to show up on your horse. I like that.
I love
they
it.
really get.
Yeah.
I love it. He's a real country boy. Like he's that's not an act.
Speaking of, the Morning Minute is presented by Quaker, the official oatmeal of the Los Angeles Rams. You said it a second ago, Sua, that Matthew Stafford is, just naturally aggressive. The way that he, the reason he's aggressive is because he's really good and he gets away, or he's successful trying a lot of these things. You also mentioned the no-look passes. As a former NFL defensive back, how, I'm assuming one of the things, the keys when you're playing against quarterback is you're watching him. You're watching his eyes. You're watching where he's going so you can kind of anticipate where that ball is going to go. What do you do with a guy that's throwing no-look passes in the NFL? How do you defend against that?
It's tough because Stafford has gotten me with one of his no-look passes my rookie year on a 2-minute drive where it was like 3rd and 15, and I'm on the hash. And I know the dig is going to get caught on this hash. But my coach tells me, you go where the quarterback's eyes are, and he's looking at the sideline now. The moment I took 2 steps to that ball, the moment I just took 2 steps this way, the ball was fired, and he was never looking this way. And the ball was caught for a 3rd down conversion on that very hash. And when I tackled him, I just went to the sideline and didn't say anything.
So do you just not follow the rules? Do you just wait to see where the ball comes out? Is that the only way to do it?
My coach said, what are you doing? I said, following his eyes.
What you told me to do.
Yeah, following his eyes.
Yeah.
And my coach said, fair.
Is there anybody in the league that does that? Is he the only one that's dipping
Mahomes
into that
does
bag?
it. Stafford does it. Sometimes Aaron Rodgers would do it, but I think Stafford is just the best at it.
Yeah, it's almost like he does it. I think the first time that we got a really good look at it was in the Super Bowl when he hit that one play that kind of kept that drive alive where he's looking right and throwing left, and it was that, whoa, we had never really seen something like that, certainly in a moment like that, and now it feels like he does it 2-3 times a game.
Yeah, and quarterbacks around the league are starting to do it. They get a little comfortable. Love has tried it with the Packers. So
It's like the Curry thing, where once somebody starts doing something that works, other guys are going to try to start to do it.
Now, Trav, we're less than an hour until kickoff. If you're looking for a place to game, watch the game, and you're in Los Angeles, listening to our flagship ESPN LA or Jack FM, watch the game with us. Hollywood Park Casino. We are at the Century Bar and Grill. A lot of reservations have been made, but there's a few open seats. If you come on down, you could watch a game with Sua Cravens. Oh, Sua! Or Travis Rogers, or producer Emily. By the way,
or you.
Or me. For our LA audience, there's rumors that Clinton Yates is going to be in the house, too.
Big CY.
The Big CY.
That's great.
So come to Hollywood Park Casino, watch the game with us, and we'll be doing the post-game show live from here as well.
I'm used to that. That's just
me
old
on the
habits.
post-game. You usually don't have me for pregame.
I'm not going to lie.
It's a special occasion. It's Wild Card Saturday.
Wild Card Saturday.
Exactly right.
Yeah, it is. I'm a little
we should
disoriented.
put a blurred bar right here.
There should be like one of those
cards.
You can blur it if you want.
Just like one of those trials where they don't show people's faces, just the blue dot over the entire thing. Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. Puka Nacua, all-pro wide receiver. We'll get into that coming up next. It is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Some things are better live. That's why at Unified Financial Credit Union, we staff our call center with live Unified team members. So instead of this...
Sorry, there's no one available to take your call.
You get this.
This is John from Unify. How are you today?
So whether you need to move money, open a credit card, or take out an auto loan, you can connect live with a Unified team member in any state, 7 days a week. Unified Financial Credit Union. Connect your way. Now the official credit union of the Los Angeles Rams. Unifi is an equal opportunity lender insured by NCUA. Your Los Angeles Rams are in the playoffs. Get ready to cheer them on in style. Let Albertsons and Vons, the official grocery sponsors of your LA Rams, be your MVP. Order your game day essentials online and choose Drive Up and Go for a quick pickup free with an order of $30 or more. Or enjoy convenient home delivery. Stock up on all your favorite tailgate treats. It's the easy way to spend less time shopping and more time cheering on the Rams. Order now at Albertsons.com or Vons.com or download the Albertsons or Vons app. Service fee applies for orders scheduled for delivery and pickup orders under $30.
It's another exciting game day for Rams fans, and on game days, it's all about more. More action, more noise, and more savings. That's right, Rams fans save up to 35 cents per gallon on game days with a fuel rewards program from Shell. That means you can keep your tailgates going all season long. So don't drop the ball on saving more at the pump. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program, and take your savings all the way to the end zone. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.fuelrewards.com/Rams for full offer details.
Hey Rams fans, we've teamed up with Bloom Ranch to ensure we have the healthiest fans in the league. That's why we're committed to delivering some of the freshest fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using hashtag BloomRamFit.
Call Jacob.
Attention, Rams fans.
Life doesn't always follow by the playbook. Accidents do happen.
When they do, go with the same legal partner the Rams choose, Jacob Emrani.
He fights insurance companies so you don't get benched with a quick settlement. Make the winning call. Chosen legal partner of the LA Rams.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Rams football is on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
1 hour before each game, don't miss the Toyota Rams countdown to kickoff with Travis Rogers and Sua Cravens.
Then it's the voice of the Rams, JB Long, Maurice Jones-Drew, and Rams Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr with all of your play-by-play action.
And after the game, talk about what just went down on the Rams postgame show.
Rams Game Days on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Hello, this is Puka Nacua of your LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
This is the Toyota Rams countdown to kickoff.
On your home of Rams football.
Wild Card Saturday is here. The Rams, the Panthers.
And it is the Toyota Rams countdown to kickoff live from HPC Hollywood Park Casino. Our Rams wild card party. Party, party, oh party. We need Matthew Stafford and the Rams' high-powered offense to do it today. Pay back the Panthers for Week 13.
Stafford set up in the shotgun. Panthers creeping. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. The throw goes left. It's Nacua. Oh, my goodness! Stabs it with the right hand. Pulls it in at the 10. The catch of the season for Puka Nacua.
Rams, Panthers, Wild Card Weekend.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams countdown to kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again, live from our Rams Wild Card Watch Party at Hollywood Park Casino with producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens. Here is Travis Rogers.
About 45 minutes away from kickoff of the 2025 NFL playoff season. Wildcard weekend, the Rams in Carolina to take on the Panthers. And you heard a couple of Puka Nacua highlights right there as we were coming in, Sua. And just simply put, he obviously was named All-Pro, and understandably so. He's had an incredible season. But just simply, is Puka Nacua the best wide receiver in the NFL this season?
Yes. Yes, I will say so because he's not a receiver that needs to beat a defense over the top to be effective. So many of these guys are only effective on the go ball or the big play because they don't want to go inside. They don't want to take that punishment. It kind of works as a negative for Puka because he gets himself into sticky situations and maybe takes hits that are unnecessary. But when he decides, it's my turn to get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 5, 4th and 3. I don't care if I'm covered. Throw me the football. And he's shown that he's going to bring it down.
And what's interesting about him this year, I feel like because the toughness that you're talking about, he's displayed that since he came in the league. The ability to do the dirty work, the ability to get open, like all of this stuff he's been very, very good at. But this year, the circus catch, for lack of a better description, the one we just heard there, the one we saw against Arizona in the back of the end zone with one hand.
The one he almost brought down against the Falcons.
Incredible catch that he almost brought in against the Falcons. But he's brought that – wait, he didn't catch that, did he? Before he was just a battering ram and tough and physical and really skilled at what he does. Now he's added like the acrobatics to his game.
And what people don't talk about because it's not flashy and it's boring, he's an amazing blocker.
Yes.
He's a part of the reason why this two-headed beast of a backfield is possible, because when you see him motion down to those bunch formations, it's like they're adding another tight end to the run concept because he is physical with those DBs. Like, I feel bad for some of those corners that have to fit.
I wouldn't want to tell he's a big guy.
They have to fit and replace, and when Puka goes to block him, it's like, he disappeared almost.
He's like a tight end when he goes into those sorts of modes, and he's able to clear guys out in the middle of the field.
I know that every game he watches LeBron highlights as he's walking in. That's what he gets himself pumped up. But I feel like he's kind of tapped into a little bit of Kobe most recently, ever since he had the controversy a couple weeks ago. He's been unstoppable. Maybe he's got that black mamba in him that's just like coming out.
That's that
for the Rams.
Devontae. That's Devontae rubbing off on him.
Yeah.
That's that. The way Devontae runs his routes, he's never rushed. He's never hurried. He's never looks like a guy that's not playing his game. It's elegance almost, like an art. Puka was rough around the edges, bully, bulldozer.
Like Cooper Kupp. He was more like Cooper Kupp then. Now he's kind of both Devontae and Cooper.
Yes, it's like he knows when to be physical, and then he knows when to get elegant, and get out of his route. It's fun to watch.
Carl's Jr.'s new charbroiled Cali XL's just $5.99. Double charbroiled beef, double cheese. That's more meat, not more expensive, only for a limited time. And look, I like that you answered the question yes with Puka. I think that's the right answer. Let me just throw this one out there. Was there a period of time where Calvin Johnson was the best wide receiver in the NFL?
Yes.
Yes. Was there a season where Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the NFL?
Yes.
Yes. What do all of these things who led the league in receiving touchdowns this year? Devontae Adams. What do all of these things have in common? It's the quarterback. It's Matthew Stafford in Detroit. It's Matthew Stafford in Los Angeles. And I'm not taking anything away from the four guys we just mentioned. Those guys are amazing players in their own right. But that's not he played with one of them or two of them. He played with all four of them.
Yeah.
That when they've done these things, it's been because Matthew Stafford has been the guy at the trigger. And this is why I think that the MVP, this is why I think that Matthew Stafford earning his first All-Pro, which he did, is not only right, but it was inevitable that he was going to be able to put all of these things together. Now, it took him 37 years old and 16, 17 years into the league. A little bit of a surprise, but all of those things together with Matthew Stafford, that's the thing that I keep landing on and why I think he's the MVP.
Yeah, what I will say is, as lucky as those receivers were to have Stafford was blessed
100%.
to play with a lot of those type of receivers.
But he makes them. Look at Cooper Kupp with the Seahawks. He's doing nothing.
I would say he made Calvin Johnson. Megatron was going to be Megatron. I think it was at a point in Stafford's career. He's open somewhere down there.
Yeah. I agree, but it's also would he have been awesome? Yes. Would he have been awesome to that degree? We'll never know.
Puka was a fifth-rounder.
True.
Puka, and again, Cooper Kupp was somebody that was really good with Jared Goff too, but he went to a whole nother level with Matthew Stafford. That when Stafford came in with Kupp, Kupp won the Triple Crown. He was a Super Bowl MVP. That when he shows up, if you're a wide receiver, you start licking your chops because good things are about to happen to you.
I'm surprised DeAndre Hopkins never got to go with Stafford. It seems like he's had 19 quarterbacks in his career. Stafford never got to throw him one.
It's a good point. Order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium, and you can skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Offer expires February 8th, 2026. We're going to go back to Carolina for the third and final time before the game starts. We're going to check in with the Super Bowl champ, DeMarco Farr. That's coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Lease a brand new 2026 Subaru Outback Premium CBT for $349 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. VIN TY 457-113. MSRP $37,275. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. 7,500 miles a year. Model code TDD-11. Must take delivery by February 2nd, 2026. Subaru Motors Finance. Lease rates extended to well-qualified buyers with above average credit. Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers may qualify.
One briefcase, one moment could change everything. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving you a chance to own your destiny in 2026. Play throughout the month of January, and on January 28th, one Club Serrano member will win the case, and with it, a finale spot in any 2026 promotion, plus $400,000. Which destiny will you choose? It's all happening at Yamava Resort and Casino, celebrating its 40th anniversary. You in? Details at Yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
The DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show is going electric. Well, at least Travis is.
We got our e-bikes.
You did?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got pictures?
No, but nope. I rode it again today. It's awesome, DeMarco.
Fat tires?
Fat tires.
Okay,
How
nice.
fast does it go?
The top speed on these bikes is almost 30 miles an hour.
Oh, you're moving.
It's great. From my garage door, I can be down at the beach in 10 minutes on
Snap.
this bike.
There you go. I like
It's
it.
Awesome. And it has an insulated cooler bag on it.
Oh, look at you. I knew it.
I'm just throwing it out
fancy.
there that if you had something that you'd like to keep cold, I got a bag for it.
Something. We should get him a license plate. Like a personalized license plate to hang off the
Sweet
back.
tea.
Yes.
I like that.
And a
Sweet
horn.
tea.
It has a bell.
It has a bell?
It has a bell.
I need a horn, though.
From the latest sports talk to fun e-bike adventures, it's the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on ESPN LA. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. Sports talk, pop culture, and non-stop chaos.
Wow, Fergie just threw his headphones.
Fergie, throw your headphones.
Mornings in LA will never be the same.
Start with USC, please.
But I would just say this.
Can we thank
USC for playing in this season? Participating in this season. Grab your commemorative.
Come on, Fergie.
Oh, you had your chance.
Wow, Fergie just threw his headphones.
Fergie, throw your headphones.
Come on, Bruin boy.
Somebody help me, please.
Oh, yeah.
Broke them.
Oh, he didn't break them.
He broke them.
Oh, my goodness.
Hang with Sedano and Cap every weekday morning starting at 7 a.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hi, this is Brayden Fisk of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Counting you down to the first game of Wild Card Saturday.
Touchdown, LA!
Hi, this is Jeff Weiss of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
The Rams Revenger Tour begins on the road to another Lombardi Trophy for Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. Rams, Panthers, Wild Card Weekend.
We need the fearsome Rams defense to be on point today.
Hit as he throws, intercepted. Kobe Turner's got the pick at the 5. He bounces off a hit. Go down, Kobe, go down. It's Rams football at the 11, and the Rams defense continues to torment.
Rams are looking to pay back the Carolina Panthers for that Week 13 loss. It's Wild Card Saturday.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
with producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens.
Back to Travis Rogers.
All right, before we have kickoff coming up here in just a little bit more than 30 minutes, we're going to make our third trip back to Carolina, getting ready for Rams and Panthers. It is the Super Bowl champion, DeMarco Farr, joining us right now. And DeMarco, before we get into this, I just want to give you a heads up that Morales is here and he has a hot mic, so be prepared.
Fellas, okay, no problem. And let me just give a shout out to the broadcast crew. I can perform in any weather, Maurice Jones-Drew. I don't need to be comfortable to be comfortable. I can be uncomfortable and comfortable at the same time. So that he does not represent everybody on the broadcast team.
Now, DeMarco, did you have to wake Maurice up this morning when you go into his room and he's got the blackout curtains?
Actually,
and
Chris,
the secret garden by Quincy Jones is playing?
He was the first guy on the bus. The bus left at 1:15. I texted him. It was like 12:30. He was already on the bus, so he's excited. He beat us all
Maurice
up today.
up and at him this morning. Then
DeMarco,
Up and at him.
Did the Susies make it to North Carolina?
Ooh. No, it's going to rain today. I don't want to ruin them unless you give me a second pair. If you give me a second pair, I can sacrifice these, but I don't want to get them wet or all messed up around here because I like them. They're good shoes.
I might have that for you.
Don't tell JB.
Don't tell JB. He hasn't gotten his first
pair yet. If you slide me another
JB.
pair, if the Rams advance or when they advance, I'll wear them next. Hopefully, Travis and I already chopped this up. I mean, they might be at SoFi next week, which would be cool. But, that would mean a certain team comes with it, which doesn't excite me at all.
Yeah, so let's talk about, what you and I talked about on our show, DeMarco, for really this entire week. And I have been incredibly confident all week. I think that the Rams are exactly where they need to be if they're going to make a run to the Super Bowl. If you can't be number one, I think this is the second best place to be. I think this is an opponent that is ripe to be had right now. And you've been telling me all week long, like, hey, I get where you're coming from, but kind of pump the brakes a little bit. What am I missing? Why should, how could this potentially get away from the Rams the way it did in Week 13?
Same way the last one did. If you turn the ball over, if you don't play that, if you don't play that well. I'll go back to this. It's been, I think the Rams, defensively speaking, have won the fourth quarter just the last 2 weeks. Other than that, it's been like 2 months of them, facing these comebacks or struggling down the stretch. You had a chance last week versus a down Arizona team to come out at halftime and extend your lead from 10 to 17 or whatever it was and put the game away. As it was, you didn't. The offense punted it back. They ran a fake punt on you and then cut the lead down to 3, and then you gave up the lead to Arizona. That's how this game can get away from you. Little things, if you're not on top of your job. But I'll tell you this, the Rams have a quiet mind this week. The only thing on their mind is the opponent, is the Carolina Panthers. It's not seeding. It's not the chess game. It's just the opponent. So I feel the exact same way you do. I think the Rams are far and away the better football team today, but turnovers and takeaways are the ultimate equalizer. If you turn it over, you're going to let Carolina right back into this football game. Next thing you know, it's a 4-quarter battle.
DeMarco, we feel the exact same. I feel like this team is by far better than Carolina, so much so that I'll go as far as saying that the first game was a fluke. I don't see Carolina finding a way to send the Rams to Cancun today. I just don't think Bryce Young can win a game through the air, and that's what they'll have to do
fluke,
today.
Huh? You're going to go fluke?
Okay, no, I'm with him. I'm with him on fluke, but I'll call the fluke this. When Nate Landman or Omar Spates or Cam Kitchens out of the backfield, when you come in on Chuba Hubbard or Dowdle and you let him fall forward instead of a +2 or a 0 and it turns into a +6, that's the stuff that's flukish. You cannot have that today. You can't let them tuck their quarterback in behind a good run game and hide him for 3.5 quarters. You must expose him early. So, number one, stop the run. Get after it. Force these guys to go backwards. If you force them to throw, it is KD bar the door. The game is over. But if you let them get into a rhythm and run the ball 30, 35, 40 times like they did last time, it kind of negates what you have on offense because everything is truncated.
Now, DeMarco, we are, for our flagship audience here in Los Angeles, we are live from Hollywood Park Casino, our Rams Wild Card watch party. And there is a gentleman here in the crowd as the place fills up that is in a Niners hat. And Sua Cravens wrote a note to me and said, because again, on pregame, this is my first time being on the pregame show. Postgame, I do this a lot, where I'll call the other team scumbags. But Sua wants me to call this gentleman a scumbag in the Niners hat, and I don't think I'm going to do it in pregame. Maybe postgame.
Okay, what? Why? Is he big or what?
No, he's just in a Niners hat. So he's a scumbag because he's in a Niners hat.
There you go.
Come on, DeMarco.
Look, it could be next week. They are scumbags. They might be here. That's the thing. But, I hope that works out that way, that you get to move this home because you get Matthew Stafford in a favorable environment, which means that's good for us. And you get Devontae and you get Puka Nacua at home. You get to sleep in your own bed. But it is the Niners. You have to have a level of respect. It's a division opponent in the postseason. That's dangerous. And think about it from this perspective, Chris. If you're the Niners, what would you do to stop the Rams from playing in a Super Bowl in your house? Just about everything. That's one kind of fight I think I would try to dance around if I could.
So when we had J.B. Wong, the voice of the Rams, on earlier, I pointed out that on Rams All Access heading into the final week of the season, he made the point to you that Rams fans have not had to root for the Niners yet this season. I think that changes today because I'm rooting for the Niners to beat the Eagles, to give us the shot to have the home game, but also that way you don't have to play the Eagles. Then the Eagles are out of it. And I think that's a good thing, Travis.
I agree.
I'm with you. They got matchup problems. You got corner issues. They got big receivers. It's just that 49er mystique and the history that bothers me. But the easier approach would be to take a San Francisco 49er squad at home. That defense, not as good, and your offense is starting to come alive. I see you. It's just that 49er issue bothers me.
Don't forget you can order for a pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. You mentioned, DeMarco, that Carolina had a great deal of success running the ball the last time these two teams played, that Poona Ford is going to be more available this time. He only played 19 snaps the first time these two teams played in Week 13. Does that change a lot with Ford on the field more today?
Oh, yeah. He's your run stuffer. You have upgraded significantly. I gave a big hug to Bobby Brown, last season's nose tackle, because I liked the guy. He was funny, but I wouldn't trade him back. I want this guy. This guy is much better, Poona Ford, than Bobby Brown ever was at stopping the run. So that's number one. Number two, you got Quentin Lake back out there. And I'm looking at him right now. He's got that robo left arm, that brace on it, but he's like an extension of the coaching staff on the field. So any sort of panic, whatever nervous anxiety you have as a defender goes away when you have more leadership out there. And the guy I did talk to before the game was Braden Fisk. When you talk about the interior guys, I asked him how the ankle's feeling. He says feels great. He'll be able to cut it loose today, which kind of tells me what I've been thinking. He's been on one leg for a while. He's got some rest. Today he plans on cutting it loose. You get interior pressure on Bryce Young, like I said, there's nothing he can do. He's about 5'10". You bring it up the gut to him, he can't see. He may throw picks. He may throw it away. That may be their entire offense today.
DeMarco's keys to the game are driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy. He will be on the sideline for today's wild card game, Rams and Panthers. Thanks, DeMarco, and you and I will see each other on Monday.
Can I make one more point? It's funny to watch people that are 8 and 9 talk trash. Like from the stands.
Yeah, does that even work? Does that even have a thing that you can do?
He's
I don't
leaning
think
over the fence, yelling at me with a Bryce Young. Look, dude, you need to stop. Just worry about your own sport. I'm sorry. Yeah.
DeMarco, call him a scumbag.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll just ignore him. There you go.
There you go. Ignore him like we ignore Chris on Tuesdays. That's how you do that. That's how that works out. All right, we'll talk to you on Monday along the way. We're going to give you our final thoughts on the day. We're about ready to hand it off to the play-by-play guys. It's coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Hey, it's Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr. The Rams do this really cool pick'em that's powered by Pechanga Resort Casino, where today they ask you.
Thank you to Marco Farr. The question today: the Rams defense will hold Panthers quarterback Bryce Young to how many passing yards? Your choices: 0 through 100, 101 through 125, 125 to 150, 151 to 175, 176 to 200, 201 to 250, or 251 plus. Vote now at therams.com/pick'em.
Vote now at therams.com/pick'em. If you love football, you should play the Rams Pick'em. Predict what will happen during the Rams season for your chance to win game tickets, sign merchandise, and more, powered by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official California gaming and casino partner of the Los Angeles Rams.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 0% APR for 60 months on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end February 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hey, DeMarco Farr here. Join the club at Pechanga Resort Casino. New club members who sign up receive a $25 resort credit as well as a chance to win $100 in bonus credit. Enjoy perks like earning club dollars with every bet, invitations to exclusive promotions and events, and much, much more. Visit the club at Pechanga to sign up and start receiving benefits right away. Your perfect entertainment resort and casino combination is available at Pechanga. Voted the best Southern California casino.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA sports talk.
I trained my chat GPT to address me as Mace, M-A-S-E, Mace.
Okay.
When I put a message, please refer to me as Mace.
You're good enough. You're strong enough.
Yeah.
And gosh darn it,
people like me.
People like you.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Devontae Adams of your LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
And we know it's win or go home on the road to the Lombardi Trophy. Rams Panthers from Bank of America Stadium.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Wild Card Saturday.
And it is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from HPC, our Rams Wild Card Watch Party. Remember today, if you have the all-new ESPN LA app, you can listen to Rams football in crystal clear digital audio. All you got to do is search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam! You've got Rams football in the palm of your hand. Do it for free.
Once again, live from our Rams Wild Card Watch Party at Hollywood Park Casino with producer Emily, Chris Morales, and Sua Cravens.
Back to Travis Rogers.
We're about 25 minutes away from kickoff wild card weekend. Before we give you our final thoughts of the game and talk about who will not be available, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
The Rams injury report is presented to you by the Call Jacob Injury Hotline, the only number LA trusts after an accident. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. Here's who is inactive for the Rams today. Terrence Ferguson, who we've been waiting to hear from, he will not play today. Darian Kendrick is unavailable. Josh Wallace, Darius Williams. Kevin Dotson, of course, their starting right guard, unavailable. Jordan Whittington, also unavailable. And Jordan Whittington, Sua, I think is pretty interesting because not only is he a wide receiver option that the Rams have, they've used him. I think they've used him as much as Tutu Atwell, if not more. So he's a part of their offense, but he's a key special teamer as well.
Yeah, he's your main kick returner, and he was doing a good job up until the last few weeks. I think he got hit pretty hard in the last two regular season games, and maybe that's why he's down this week. But, yeah, he'll be missed.
How concerned are you about the Rams' special teams? Because we talked about this earlier in the show, that all of these Rams, the Rams are 12-5 this season. All 5 of their losses have been within one score, many of them within a field goal, 2 of them in overtime. They've been really close.
So wind will be a factor today.
Wind is a factor today. That the Rams have struggled on special teams. They've had kicks blocked. They had a punt return against Seattle that went against them. They've only made a small handful of plays in their to their favor on special teams. Chase Blackburn was out. Katwika is in at this point. We've seen Harrison Mevis have to have one kick under pressure. It was unsuccessful. How worried are you about teams?
I'm very concerned. Because as much as we like to think this team is unstoppable and pound for pound the best team in the NFL, they might have some of the worst special teams in the NFL. And I know they made a change at coach and they made a change at kicker, but their kicker has shown us that he can push a few outright, and we can give up a few punt returns in the worst possible situations. So, yes, I'm very concerned about the special teams. I'm to the point where I would consider punting out of bounds, even if it sacrifices 10 to 15 yards, just to take away the opportunity of running
it's another good example. And Ethan Evans has had a couple of incredible punts that have pinned teams very deep, but in situations where you needed that, it goes in the end zone, the ball comes out, and you get a very different starting position as well. Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. Quentin Lake is back today. It's the first time that he'll play in several weeks. He, of course, had that elbow injury. DeMarco just mentioned that he's got kind of that elbow protection on today. Just his mere presence out there, how does that change the Rams defense?
They can do a lot. They can stay on the field. They can deal with no huddle. They can disguise and have your nickels and safeties look like the same player. It's huge having them back. And I played with a dislocated elbow before. I've had the same type of elbow brace where you're good to go. Once you can deal with the pain and you stabilize that elbow in that brace, you are good to go.
Does it affect tackling at all?
Not if you want to tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to hurt no matter what. So, but I think Lake, he's a vet, and he wouldn't be out there if he was somebody that was hindering the defense.
Did you want to tackle?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't have a choice.
The way you said it made me think that maybe you were making business decisions.
Some people make business decisions. Maurice Jones-Drew was worried about the cold. He brought up jacket. That's a business decision.
Listen, he doesn't like the cold. He likes to sleep in. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't like the cold either, but sleeping in, I can't do it anymore.
Can't do it.
I can't do it
7:30, my eyes pop up. It's like your day's starting no matter.
If I could just run the clock back for one thing, it might be the sleep. Tell me how this game plays out. So give me about 30 seconds or so of what you expect to happen. Obviously, the Rams, heavy favorites today, 10.5, biggest road favorite in the Super Bowl era in the playoffs.
I expect the Rams to score in their first drive. I expect the Rams to dominate defensively, heat up the pocket, get Bryce Young uncomfortable, and to revert back to his former self to throwing interceptions so we can see this Carolina team for what they are. I'm not going to say they're a pretender. They're just a team in a bad division.
All right, we're going to send it out to J.B. Long, Maurice Jones-Drew, and DeMarco Farr with the call. That is all coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams.
Here we go, Rams fans!
Coach, the energy out there felt different. What changed for the team today?
It was the new game day scratchers from the California Lottery. Players, everything. Those games sent the team's energy through the roof.
Are you saying it was the off-field play that made the difference on the field?
Hey, a little play makes your day, and today, it made the game. That's all for now.
Coach, one more question.
Play the new Los Angeles Rams Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or